Good afternoon. This Committee on Energy and Environment will come to order. Pursuant to notice, the Subcommittee on Energy and Environment meets to consider the following measures: H.R. 3776, Energy Storage Technology Advancement Act of 2007, H.R. 3775, Industrial Energy Efficiency Research and Development Act of 2007, and H.R. 1834, National Ocean Exploration Program Act. And we'll now proceed with the markup, beginning with opening statements, and I will begin. Today, the subcommittee will consider three bills. The first is the Energy Storage Technology Advancement Act, introduced yesterday by Chairman Gordon. As we learned in the hearing last week, an aggressive research program to accelerate the development of batteries and other energy storing technologies is essential to achieving greater energy efficiency and emission reductions in the utility and transportation sectors. Chairman Gordon's bill, which incorporates many features of an energy bill introduced earlier in this Congress by Ranking Member Hall, will ensure that we move these important technologies forward in support of vigorous domestic industrial capability in this area. The second bill is the Industrial Energy Efficiency Research and Development Act. And I introduced this legislation yesterday after circulating a discussion draft of the bill at the end of September. If we want to maintain a competitive domestic industrial economy, we must find ways to enable energy-intensive industries to become more energy efficient and to diversify the fuel and raw materials that they use to manufacture their products. Competition for energy and materials is increasing and driving up prices for these inputs. The Industrial Technology Program at the Department of Energy has been working in partnership with industries across the country to achieve these important goals, but we still must do more. And finally, we consider H.R. 1834, introduced by our colleague on the Natural Resources Committee, Representative Saxton. The National Ocean Exploration and National Undersea Research Program Act will expand our knowledge of the oceans and provide basic information about the vast resources of the seas. The ocean and coastal areas of our nation support significant economic activity in a wide variety of areas. But in many respects, the oceans remain a mystery with many areas unexplored. Representative Saxton's legislation provides the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration with the authorities and direction to support a vigorous ocean exploration program. We will continue to work with our colleagues on the Natural Resources Committee to move this legislation forward. I urge the members of the subcommittee to support all three of these bills, and I look forward to continue working with all of you as these bills go forward. And I recognize Mr. Inglis to present his opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Look forward to this markup. And today we will mark up two bills that address two vital needs in pursuit of our energy security: energy efficiency and energy storage. The Department of Energy's Industrial Technologies Program has a successful track record of helping U.S. manufacturers translate research and development into efficient, cost-saving technologies. By reauthorizing this program, the Industrial Energy Efficiency Research and Development Act, H.R. 3775, will support our nation's industries in achieving energy efficiency while remaining economically competitive. It's very important that we direct this program to prioritize its efficiency efforts, targeting industry sectors, not individual businesses, where we can attain the best emissions reductions for our buck. While energy efficiency reduces our total consumption of foreign oil and gas, energy storage progress will encourage development of clean, renewable energy sources. H.R. 3776, the Energy Storage Technology Advancement Act, can help promote consistent and stable energy supply from renewable sources. That's a big hurdle, but it's one we can't clear soon enough. Finally, we'll be marking up the bill H.R. 1834, the National Ocean Exploration Program Act. Marine scientists tell us that we haven't come close to tapping the resources available to us in and under our oceans. I hope that the bill we mark up today steers research dollars to those fact-finding projects so that we might one day reap the benefits of our hidden oceanic resources. Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, and I look forward to working with you to advance this legislation.
Thank you, Mr. Inglis. Without objection, members may place statements in the record at this point. We will now consider H.R. 3776, the Energy Storage Technology Advancement Act of 2007. I yield to the distinguished chair of the Science and Technology Committee, Mr. Gordon, for 5 minutes to describe this bill.
Mr. Chairman, I think you did a good job earlier, and since you have a full agenda, I will waive that right. But I would like to say thank you to Ranking Member English, to the members of this committee, and to your staff. I don't think there's been a more productive subcommittee in Congress. You have really knocked it out this year. I know it's been a fast pace for all of you, and I thank you for that. And I think these last two energy bills, in the midst of a final discussion with energy, will make us more relevant on those two subjects, and also compliment you on reaching out to Mr. Saxton. Not a member of this committee, but a good idea is a good idea, and I'm glad that you could include that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that very much, and I will recognize Mr. Inglis to present any remarks on the bill.
Mr. Chairman, just to make sure this is clear of the record, it appears that the version in front of us today has a bill number added to it, which was not in the discussion draft as circulated. I want to make sure that the version we're using is identical to the introduced version in order to prevent any confusion moving forward. It is the October 4th, 2007, 6:05 p.m. version, identical to the version that was introduced?
It is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Does anyone else wish to be recognized on this legislation? Ms. Biggert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to strike the last word.
You're recognized 5 minutes.
Thank you. I just wanted to offer a suggestion, and hopefully this is something we can work on between now and the full committee markup. After reviewing an early draft of this bill, scientists at Argonne pointed out that hydrogen can be an energy storage medium, just like compressed air or flywheels. Solar, wind, and renewables could be used to produce hydrogen through electrolysis, hydrogen that is later used by fuel cells to produce electricity. And that's why they recommended that we include hydrogen systems in the Applied Energy Storage Research Program created in Section 5 of this bill. I think this is a good suggestion that the committee should consider and would appear to be consistent with other provisions in the bill. For instance, the fuel cell industry is listed as one of the stakeholders eligible to participate in the energy storage system demonstrations authorized by Section 6 of the bill. It only makes sense that we include hydrogen as one of the energy storage mediums that should be the focus of the Applied Energy Storage R&D program. I would ask if the chairman would work with me between now and the full committee markup to figure out how best to include hydrogen systems in the research program created by the bill.
If the generator will yield, this committee has been very interested in hydrogen. Ranking Member Inglis and Lipinski have HPRI's bill, and we've encouraged that research at the Department of Energy, and they're doing a lot of research there. Certainly, we would like to, this is first impression, this discussion now, but we would like to hear your thoughts, and anything that can be productive, we would like to make a good bill, a better bill. So would love to hear your thoughts on it.
All right. Thank you, and I would...
If I could, I'll say one more thing. I also want to thank Ranking Member Hall. A lot of what we're doing here is based on his good advice and suggestions from earlier. So he has played a large role in this bill, and I yield back.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments and would yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you, Ms. Biggert. Does anyone else wish to be recognized? Mr. McNerney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to put my strong support in for this bill. It has both basic research and applied research at the federal level, which is very important. Energy storage will make us more competitive, but it also will help us end our dependence on foreign oil by making broad use of renewable energy that is intermittent and will provide us the tools to deal with global warming. So I think it's a very important step in the right direction, and I strongly support it.
Thank you. I understand you're involved with some of that stuff. Hearing more about it. Well, anyone else wish to be recognized? Not, I ask unanimous consent that the bill is considered as read and open to amendment at any point, and that the members proceed with the amendments in the order of the roster without objection. It is so ordered. No amendments. All right. Seeing as how there are no, let me ask, are there any amendments anyone has? None. Hearing none, the vote is on the bill, H.R. 3776, Energy Storage Technology Advancement Act of 2007. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. I recognize Mr. McNerney to offer a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee favorably report H.R. 3776 to the full committee. Furthermore, I move that the staff be instructed to prepare the subcommittee legislative report and make necessary technical and conforming changes to the bill in accordance with the recommendations of the subcommittee.
The question is on the motion to report the bill favorably. Those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is favorably reported. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Subcommittee members may submit additional or minority views on the measure. We will now consider H.R. 3775, the Industrial and Energy Efficiency Research and Development Act of 2007. I yield myself 5 minutes to describe this bill. This bill authorizes and expands the Department of Energy's Industrial Technologies Program through better coordination of interdepartmental research, enhancing the Industrial Assessment Centers program at universities, and supporting more research and development of new innovations and technologies as they relate to efficiency improvements of the most energy-intensive manufacturing processes. On September 25th, we heard expert energy industry witnesses testify as to the need for and the timeliness of this legislation. The bill specifically encourages research, development, and demonstration to improve the quality, quantity, and alternative resources of industrial feedstocks, using new alternative energy technologies and achieving greater efficiency, energy efficiency in our nation's most energy-intensive industries. The Industrial Technologies Program is already widely recognized for producing a number of high-quality, market-ready technological advances that have saved industry billions in energy costs and consequently preserved American jobs. It also serves as a training ground for the next generation of energy and industrial engineers, training over 240 students a year. Unfortunately, we have seen the budget for this program drop rapidly in the last few years, down almost 70% from 2001. This legislation is needed to continue supporting the successes of this program while shifting the funding levels to reflect our priorities to ensure energy efficiency and environmental performance through industrial efficiency research. These efforts not only improve the bottom line of a wide variety of industries, but enhance the quality of life for American workers, families, and the communities they serve. I ask my colleagues to support this important legislation, and I now recognize Mr. English to present any remarks on the bill.
Only this, Mr. Chairman, a question for the record. It appears that the version in front of us today has a bill number added to it, which was not in the discussion draft that was circulated. Just want to make sure that the version we're using is identical to the introduced version in order to prevent any confusion moving forward. Is the October 4, 2007, 8:22 p.m. version identical to the version that was introduced?
It is the same.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. English. Anyone else wish to be recognized on this bill? Anyone else wish to be recognized on the bill? Seeing none, I ask unanimous consent that the bill is considered as read and open to amendment at any point, and that members proceed with the amendments in the order of the roster. Without objection, it is so ordered. There are no amendments, and at this point, we do not have a quorum, I don't believe, to make our vote. Person? Can we roll this vote and go to the next bill then? Objection to doing so? Okay. In a minute, and we will proceed with H.R. 1834. We'll now consider 1834, the National Ocean Exploration Program Act. I yield myself 5 minutes to describe this bill. H.R. 1834 was introduced by Representative Saxton in March. It is very similar to a bill he introduced in the previous Congress, H.R. 3835. The committee held a hearing on this legislation at the end of the last Congress. The bill authorizes 2 programs to be carried out by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, an ocean exploration program to explore and survey the oceans and to investigate life in the sea and to assess ocean and coastal resources. The bill also authorizes NOAA to carry out an undersea research program. This program operates through a network of regional undersea research centers. Both of these programs have strong education and outreach components. The programs are authorized for 10 years, beginning at a total funding level of $48 million in fiscal year 2008 and escalating to $107.4 million in fiscal year 2017. This bill was marked up by the Committee on Natural Resources a short time ago. We will incorporate changes made by that committee at the full committee markup later this month. I urge my colleagues to support the legislation, and I look forward to working together with our colleagues on the other committee to move this legislation forward. I now recognize Mr. English to present any remarks on the bill.
No remarks, Mr. Chairman, simply appreciation for moving the bill and look forward to its successful passage.
Thank you, Mr. English. Does anyone else wish to be recognized? Anyone else wish to be recognized? I ask unanimous consent that the bill is considered as read and open to amendment at any point, and if the members proceed with the amendments in the order of the roster without objection, it is so ordered. Are there any amendments? None. Everybody hold their breath for 5 minutes or less. Mr. Bartlett?
Can we, by unanimous consent, waive the quorum rule?
If there is no objection, we may go forward, yes.
I ask unanimous consent, we waive the quorum rule and go forward.
Is there objection? Seeing none, we will proceed. Turning to H.R. 3775, I recognize Mr. McNerney to offer a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee favorably report H.R. 3775 to the full committee. Furthermore, I move that the staff be instructed to prepare the subcommittee legislative report and make necessary technical and conforming changes to the bill in accordance with the recommendations of the subcommittee.
The question is on the motion to report the bill favorably. Those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is favorably reported. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. The subcommittee members may submit additional or minority views on the measure. We will now turn to H.R. 1834, and I recognize Mr. McNerney to offer a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee favorably report H.R. 1834 to the full committee. Furthermore, I move that the staff be instructed to prepare the subcommittee legislative report and make necessary technical and conforming changes to the bill in accordance with the recommendations of the subcommittee.
The question is on the motion to report the bill favorably. Those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill is reported favorably. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Subcommittee members may submit additional or minority views on the measure. I want to thank the members for their attendance. He says something or jumps up and down. This concludes our subcommittee markup. We are adjourned. Thank you.